that just won't do.
Almost everybody in the community knows that the XJ mod is one of the best ones to improve responsiveness in your steering. But the caveat to that is any issues you have with your steering are accentuated and magnified once you take out that rag joint. But I think I found the next piece that's going to make a huge difference. This is that piece. This is the M109SS steering column capture bearing from Wolff Engineering, made right here in the US, down in Texas. And I think that this is going to make a huge difference. But in order to show you the differences, I want to get the old bearing off so you guys can see why this is such an improvement. Right. There you are. Okay. Oops. First, take off this guy right here. Boom. Done. That sleeve's not going to come off by itself. The hardest part is we're not going to have as much room to work with once we get to the truck. Okay, let's see. You can even see on this one right here, there's just a lot of wiggle room. Come on. Ugh. Well, that wasn't too bad. Let's get this out of here. Yeet. Just kidding, I'm not actually going to throw it. Alright, here we have the old bearing and the new bearing side by side. This one, it is a ball bearing, and if you notice, it is kind of old and kind of beat up. That happens when you're exposed to the elements for 40 years inside a truck. But this is the big difference, and you guys can actually hear it. So that's the old one. This is the new one. Obviously, we have a huge difference. The biggest reason is this radial ball bearing is fully encapsulated, so none of that dirt and debris that gets in it like this one is going to get it in this guy right here. This also is the capture ring for the old bearing, and it's thin, it's flimsy, it's open on one side right here, and it's only retained by this clip. The Wolff Engineering design uses this retaining collar, which fully engages and encapsulates the steering column jacket. This is the steering column jacket, and these tabs become oblong over time, and then you'll get your steering shaft, which will wander inside. Obviously, it's going to wander a ton right now because there's no bearing there, but when there is the bearing, it wanders quite a bit, and this virtually eliminates it. On top of that, the new bearing has all the parts and pieces, as well as detailed instructions to get everything done for you. Y'all know I am all for finding cheap quality ways to improve things on these trucks, and I think that this is the answer in doing it. But the question is this easy enough for you to do yourself, and is it going to make a huge difference? Only way to find out is to go and install it. Alright, we're going to start with a 7/16 wrench to get this guy off. Man, whoever tightened this really did not want it to come off. There it is. Okay. It might take a little persuading to get this guy off. Might not. Oh, would you look at that? That can just go out of the way. Now I gotta get this retaining ring off. Alright, there's that. Whew. I will say, the nice thing about this one versus my other one is the other one was a bear to take off. And this one, it's a lot smoother, so hopefully we don't run into issues. I know there's no wood around me, okay? Yeah, look at how much that wanders in there. Let's fix that. I wonder if we can use a puller on here. I don't know how well this is going to work, but let's find out. Alright, let's try this again. goodness! That sucked. Alright, it's time to get the new one in. And we're going to do it by the book so that we don't screw up anything. Because I'd rather not do this again. First things first, degreaser. Now if this is rough for you, it says to use the emery cloth that's included in the kit to clean it up. Mine's looking pretty good. I want to see if it'll fit without me messing with it at all. Our next step is to take the new bearing and remove all of our set screws. And we're going to just put them back in the box so that we don't have to worry about losing them. Alright, with those out, now we get to test fit. I might have to sand that down. Yeah, we're gonna sand that down. Okay, so I was able to sand it down. If you have a Dremel and you're able to get these tight to reach areas, that would be best. The kit even suggests it. What I ended up doing is, since we're not connected to the steering shaft, is I just turned the upper steering shaft and then slowly sanded around here. Now we're able to get on there, but these tabs are supposed to kind of pinch the collar on this guy, so we have to bend those in, and we can do that with some needle nose. No, I did a little too much. That's okay. Oh, there it is. Now we take it back off. If we can. Okie dokie, well I'm glad we got that part taken care of. Now we're going to put those set screws back in here, but before we do that we're going to apply some Loctite to the threads, which is provided in the kit. Okay, let's see how we want to do this. I think... well, that was a lot, but... I mean, we did what we wanted to, right? There's one. Gotta make sure that it doesn't go past that inside wall. Alright, now that we got the Loctite on here, we're gonna put it on the steering shaft. You can lube this up with some like petroleum jelly just so it goes on a little bit easier, or you can just send it. So I think I might just send it. Alright, let's get this guy on here. We want to make sure that the collar on here is all the way up. There it is. See, I just needed to get in the engine bay. Now that we have that in, we're going to take this guy right here, and we have the tabs that the old retaining ring hooked into right here, here, and here. We're going to line these screws up with that. We're not going to take them out though, but we will need to make sure that they're not protruding past the collar. Okay, now we have those where they need to be, and we're just going to line this guy up. Okay, and we've got all of our set screws exposed. And we're gonna tighten them uniformly with the Allen wrench. There it is. Okay, that guy is on there. And it says when they're properly installed that these screws are going to be flush with the collar, and that's exactly where they are. Alright, now that our collar's on, we're going to do these screws, and it says to do about 1/8 of a turn at a time. We're going to go till we get contact. There's contact, okay. Now we're going to do the same thing right here, if we can find the hole. Same thing here, and down here. cool. Oh my goodness. This compared to before, so much better. Those guys at Wolff Engineering know what they're doing. With these tightened, it's gonna take it says about 24 to 72 hours for them to fully cure, and it's like 30 something degrees out, so it'll probably take a little bit longer. But this part is all done, and it's silent. Now we've got this guy to put on, but as you can see, I am not aligned correctly, so gotta fix that real quick. There it is. Okay. And we get to put these endless threads back through here. Okay. We're on. As far as installs go, that was time consuming. I mean, it's been a couple of hours, but as far as difficulty goes, that really wasn't that bad. But now we got to figure out, did it actually do anything? So I'm gonna clean all this stuff up and we're gonna go on a little test drive. This is so much better. Oh my goodness, I love this thing. I know I'm backwards, but the truck actually died on me coming into the driveway, so there's another thing I get to fix. But as far as the new bearing goes, made a huge difference, way more than I thought it was gonna make. This honestly might be my new favorite steering mod that I've done. You probably could do this instead of the XJ mod and have amazing results. That having been said, I'm still glad I did it, but I would highly recommend y'all do this for yourselves. If this was helpful, please like the video, and if you want to see how to do that XJ steering mod, I'll put that here. What did you want to say?
Yeah, thank you too much.
Thanks.